This is John Lauder, host of The Cheap Seats. Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
How's it going, everybody?
Hey guys,
This is Keith.
and Katie from Coffee with Keith and Katie on Public House Media.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
When you're done listening to this show, I hope you'll come check out our show, Coffee with Keith and Katie. A new episode comes out every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock.
Thanks for listening to the following broadcast on Public House Media.
Welcome back to another episode of Crowned and Dangerous. We are here on this lovely night. For you, it's morning and we're drinking wine, so having a good time. No shame in drinking your... Actually, I shouldn't condone drinking while driving to work, but...
No.
I just thought about
Enjoy a drink with us, virtually, on your way to work.
Or maybe they're listening at a different time. But a lot of our audience is also probably underage.
Sorry.
Should we just redo this?
Sort of
crap. Let's re-record the intro.
No, this is episode 9. We've made it.
So far, barely
made it. Still alive, barely breathing, but we're having a blast. If you didn't catch the last episode, we did an advice episode where you asked us questions and we answered, and it was a lot of fun. We always love to hear from you, so feel free to reach out to us on social media anytime, because we love to chat with you.
Yes, and I was really sick, and I remember we said it was going to be a short episode. It wasn't.
It was an hour.
It was an hour, but this episode we're really going to trim it down and make it quick and succinct and see how it goes. If you like these shorter episodes better, let us know. If you like a longer one, let us know.
Yep. We always love feedback.
Let's dive right in.
Let's go. So this episode is kind of going to be an extension of last week's. You guys had questions for us, and this is kind of going to be like pageant preparation kind of related.
A little bit about us.
A little bit about us toward the end.
It might get a little ranty, so please buckle your seatbelts.
Buckle up.
And just hang with us because it's going to get a little crazy.
Yeah.
And wild.
Always.
And we have wine.
That
only enhances things.
Oh, boy. So we're here in the pageant pad.
Mm-hmm.
I hate that.
The pageant pad.
Mm-hmm. Living our lives. It's been a crazy couple weeks, to say the least.
I don't want to talk about it.
We won't talk about it. We won't talk about it. Anyway, let's just dive right in. So you asked, we answered basically part 2 here, but right. One of the questions that we got was, what are some things not to do or say in a pageant interview?
The number one thing I would just want to jump in really quick and say, sell the best version of yourself. Do not say you're really lazy. Yes, be honest, but remember that in small doses in a way, Everyone loves to lay in bed and watch Netflix, but that shouldn't be the highlight of your interview.
No.
Don't talk about how lazy you are. I would say don't highlight the negative things about yourself unless it helped you grow and changed you into this metamorphosis. Please, I've heard that story a million times. So, you can, but that's a little cliche.
It's word vomit.
Cliche interviews.
I agree with that. I think in your pageant interview, you're going to want to focus on your journey or something that you've overcome in your life, which is great.
But not too much. If you
can't always focus on that.
The journey. I've heard so many, and honestly, I get it. I've grown a lot since I started. Jess has grown a lot, but highlight points in that story. You don't need. A lot of people don't care.
No.
Everyone has had their own journey. That's great, but when you're telling a story, especially, get to the point. Talk about what you learned from it, how it helped you grow, and how you can connect to Miss America in the area that you're representing. Yep. I think it's really, really easy when you're competing with 25 other girls to have the same story about how Miss America helped you find your voice. Wow, really? Because that's not what every person says. That
happened with every single other contestant too.
Exactly.
So how, exactly. How does your story connect to the job of whatever title you're going for? How does it connect to the organization? How does it connect to this role? So I think that if you just keep it short and sweet, give them the basic information that they need to know, but quit the sob story. I think that's a big part of it.
No one cares about the sob story, to be honest. And I would also say, when you're trying to figure out your uniqueness to bring in your interview, really tie it to your brand, who you are as a person, what you advocate for, and why it makes you different. Like, for example, like when Jessica and I were talking about this, I think it was either a few weeks ago or a few months ago, but I was like, what do you want people to say about Jessica Hammer? Right. And like when I talk about Jessica, like if someone asked, I would say like highly motivated, does like the most work I've ever known with her platform, gems, like that just sticks to my mind right away. Just kind of different little things. I think Jessica Hammer, I just think volunteer. Like I know Jessica's brand because I picture her in my mind and I know like her little points. So that you want that image to stick with other people as well. Right. Find your points, stick to them. Yeah. Define your brand and stick with that. And you don't want your brand to be a sob story, basically. Right. There's more to you than your story. Party. For sure. And if Jessica had to talk about me, I'm sure, she wouldn't really know where to start. She would probably list them off, but we did say we're doing around a 20-minute podcast today. Yep. So I wanted to keep it short. We'll save that for another episode because there are just too many positive qualities. I compliment you so much on this podcast. I know you do. I get nothing in return. I'm guys. Sorry. Feel free to DM me. I'm wearing a robe. You look great. Oh my god. It's not even genuine. I need a confidence. I'm going to call my mom after this. We love Patty. All right. Anyways. What else? Okay. One thing. Oh, we talked about this last week. The interview outfit. The interview outfit. This sets the tone for your interview. The way that you walk into that interview room and the outfit that you're wearing and the presence that you portray, it sets the tone for your interview. It can literally, I feel like it can almost make or break you. Styling. I really do think so. And I think if something bad happens, you can kind of play it off. Like one time, this is a really long time ago. Remember, I was walking into an interview room and I tripped. And I said, well, now my name isn't Grace. And they all thought it was the funniest thing. Oh, that's cute. I know. That's back when I was cute and funny. Now I'm just old and mean. I'm a mean old bat. But no, we were talking about last episode. I'll really quickly sum this up. I know I talked about how I think girls have a really hard time getting interview outfits that fit because I see so many interview dresses and they're at least a size too small. Oh god. And I think it's that whole number. Like I'm like me when I said I bought my white jumpsuit, I'm like, I'm a size 2, so I'm buying a size 2 even though measurements say I should be a 4. And then I had to have it overnighted to Miss Wisconsin the night before my interview. Oh my god. So and I just see and it doesn't matter what size it is, as long as it looks good on you. Exactly. You can always get something tailored. But I've seen back in the day of 5 to 8 years ago, how people would call leggings yoga pants, when they first came out? Yoga skirts. Oh! Do you know what I'm talking about? I think Marisa sold them. I hate them. I had 1 or 2 of them, when I was I don't know, that teenager phase. Yeah, those yoga really skirts. Tight, just fabric skirts. Yeah, stretchy. Do not buy a yoga skirt, a pencil skirt, but of yoga material that just hugs you. No, everywhere. That's so inappropriate. No matter if you're you could even whatever be any size and it just does not look good. Even if you're a quadruple 0, this is not appropriate. Anything too above the knee, no. Steer clear. I mean, I also don't like things that are a little bit too baggy, matronly, I guess. Oh, yeah. I see. There's so many matronly ones out there. People think people think you have to play it completely safe in your interview, and I say push the envelope a little bit if that's your style. You don't have to go in with a bag on you. No. In some gross color. Back in the day, it used to be blazers and pencil skirts, a full work suit, which you can still do because now they're really tailored and cute. Yes. But back in the day, they were just really ill-fitting. Boxy. Right. Yeah. But that's what I commend Miss USA for a lot is I always like the styling and how everything's very fresh and today. Trendy. Yeah, so pick an interview outfit that makes you feel fantastic. We talked about this in the last episode, but take some time to, find something that fits you well, find something that makes your skin tone look really good, your hair color, just make sure that you're wearing something that is going to really, you walk into a room and you wow them. Right. Look at Miss America past contestants. Yeah. I think that's really important. Really actual national Miss America. I think that's always really great. Yeah, for sure.
What else do you not do in an interview?
You have cake on too much makeup.
Oh my God.
Which I think it is hard for people to differentiate stage versus interview makeup.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard too, I think, when you have a spray tan and you have to have your, like I have a specific spray tan foundation.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, you can go light on your makeup in your interview. I mean, still, you can contour, you can wear like some really light lashes if you want to, but I think it comes down to like blush, because
it's so weird. I never wear blush.
Blush can make or break. I only do a little.
I never do, because my face is naturally red. That's why I have like a very thick foundation.
Right.
I walk into Sephora and I literally say, it's like, give me the thickest, most full coverage foundation.
Give me the cake. Yep.
I love being a cake face.
Cake face is actually really fun sometimes. Like after a pageant, when I go home, I'm like, I don't want to take it off because I look so good still.
Well, it scares me because, and I love when there's dull lighting, because then I feel like I look really good, but then I come back.
And it's like fluorescent lighting and you're like, ooh, yikes.
Right. And I love my black eyeshadow. Like I love eyeshadow too. So careful on the eyeshadow, please.
Careful. No silver.
No silver, no blue, no green,
no pink,
no purple.
Actually, pink is sometimes okay, like a light blush.
I would say avoid shimmers.
Oh God.
Get a matte. Honestly, Kat Von D Shade and Light palette. That's my go-to pageant palette. Honestly, it's the best. They're outsourcing to TJ Maxx. Yep. You can get it for cheap. I promise. That is it. Like if you are competing, go buy the Kat Von D Shade and Light.
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas to you. Tis the season, so get yourself a palette. Something nude, something. Yeah, I mean, don't go crazy in your interview makeup. Save that for the stage. Throw on your glam lashes. Do that later. Right. But I think it's a little scary if you're too close to the judges and they're like, ooh.
Right. For never say. Okay, so highlight your negatives, make yourself feel better. Yeah. Yes. Okay, sorry, I didn't even see that.
Yeah.
I just jumped in.
I think that's great.
Don't make yourself. Do not sell yourself down the river.
Oh.
Have you ever done that during an interview?
Oh my God.
I'm trying to think if I've ever been like, well, sometimes judges sometimes ask what's your worst point, or
right. What's the worst quality about yourself, or what's something that you wish you could change about yourself?
How would you answer that?
Oh God. So if someone asks
give me your honest answer, and then give me your pageant answer.
Okay. So if someone asks me in an interview, like what's something that I can improve about myself, or what's something that I wish I could change? So my pageant answer was always like, it was something about like, everybody says something about like procrastination or time management or something like that.
Oh, I never said that.
Oh, I always did. I think that was always my answer. It was like, sometimes I wait till the last minute, and sometimes it's really difficult for me, but I always steer it around the right path. And I'm like, but it's something that I'm consistently working on, as I'm getting older and I'm in college and starting my career, that, it's something that I have really had to practice, and I've been able to do that by this, and this.
And see, I would say if you say something like that, make sure you know what title you're going for, because if I had said that during like an Oktoberfest interview, they would have been like, oh, she can't handle it, because that's like all scheduled events. Crazy.
And I think we talked about that in another episode, like know the title that you're competing for, whether it's a local, if it's an open, if it's a state title, like know that job and know what that schedule and that job basically consists of, because I think if you can point out some of that during your interview and how you can relate to that position, it'll only give you a one-up. But if someone, my honest answer though is like something that I could change about myself. Oh my God. I feel like my nose is too big. I would change that.
Oh, physically?
Physically.
Oh my God. I never even thought about that.
I don't know.
I've never looked at you once and been like, ooh,
look at that nose.
I know.
I don't know. I also wish I had bigger hips.
Okay.
Those are just insecurities. We're not going to go down that road.
Maybe when you have kids. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Your hips maybe will why. I don't know.
Maybe.
I'm trying to
see. Maybe. Do you think my boobs will grow then? Wouldn't that be nice?
Oh, they will for sure.
Oh, what a dream.
Where
are we?
I think I'm a very impatient person. Mm-hmm. I don't like waiting. I think I would always say I was impatient.
Yeah.
I don't really remember though. I never, that's the thing too, never when they ask you like worst quality, don't outrightly lie. Like,
right.
It's like when they're like, what do you spend your free time? Don't be like, I spend so much time volunteering. Like,
right.
That's
it's like,
my
girl,
life.
What do you actually do?
No, yeah. If you say that, you're kind of selling yourself down the river, because they're going to be like, okay,
what do you actually do? Right. You can't be perfect all the time.
Right. Exactly. It's like a very world peace answer. Like, knit blankets for
the
homeless. Yeah, no.
It's like, sure, you might do that once in a while, like for your platform or something, but every single day, what are you actually doing?
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly. So I'd say, oh God, I hate the word refined.
Refined.
Gross.
We're all refined. We're becoming,
No. So I would say, present the best version of yourself. Be honest, or always spin it into a positive. If you say something negative, just spin it. Spin the wheel.
Spin it to a positive, because you have control of your interview.
Oh, this is a good one. Oh, wait, I think I saw the third one. Okay.
Sure.
Do you want to say, never gossip about other people? Okay, in your interview, have they ever said, if you can't win, who would you want to win? Have they asked you that?
Yes, I was asked that at Miss Wisconsin this year.
Was it? Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, what did you say?
So this is difficult because...
Did you say yourself? You're like, I only see myself winning.
I only see myself winning. No, because that's not my personality, though. You know?
Yeah, you're too nice.
But I feel like the pageant Patty answer would be like, oh, everyone is so deserving of this job.
Yeah.
Everyone has worked so hard. BS, throw that shit out the window. Like, that's whatever. So I was completely honest this time when they asked me and said that, and I picked Susan. Honestly.
I was saying, did you say Susan? I feel like Susan. I remember you saying Susan.
Yep, I said Susan because, shout out to Susan if she's listening. I know she always listens, but
cute.
I said her because I feel like we're very similar in the way that we're both very passionate about our platforms. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, if it could be anyone else but me, I would choose Susan because we have very similar values. And in a way, it was weird because I was able to talk about myself and my qualities that I share with her.
Susan, she used you.
I used you, Susan, but I love you so much. But I feel like, that's just a way of being honest.
I don't think I've ever been asked that. I mean, I think my all-time answer would be Sarah Newton.
What a queen.
Because I genuinely adore her. Like, I think she's perfect in every way. So I'd probably say Sarah Newton. But honestly, I don't know. I've never been asked that, and I'm kind of glad I haven't, because I think that's kind of a double-edged sword.
It is.
But yeah, so Jessica has on here, don't gossip about other people, organizations.
Yeah. Sometimes judges will try and get that out of you. They'll try and make you say something bad about something else, or you might start telling a story about like some bad experience that you had or something really negative that happened to you. But if you start talking bad about another organization or a person or like or a public figure or something, that only says something about your character. And I think that makes the judges believe that maybe she's not best for this role because she's in the public eye.
Don't you love how we say don't gossip, but we have a gossip podcast?
We're literally gossiping right now.
But you know what?
We're hypocrites.
Do as we say, not as we do. We're out of the system. And
we're free women.
Also, don't gossip just because, remember, it is an empowering women organization. I've said that so many times. I don't remember who I was telling that to someone. Oh, I think a while ago I was doing some mock interviews with people, and they were selling down the river. That's the phrase of the day, selling down the river.
Sell yourself. Send yourself
They were
down
like
the river.
putting down girls who competed in other pageants or like systems. And okay, you don't have to compete in them, but you have to respect them. And, as a, feminist or as a woman that, should be Miss America or whatever, you need to support whatever choices women choose.
Right. Because you're the representative of so many women if you are that title holder.
Right.
You need to be respectful and you need to be a positive representative for everyone.
Well, that's what would make me so mad. Like, again, I'm not trying to promote myself for like 10 episodes ago. No, but the bluebacks and blue hair, bluebacks avatar. No, barebacks and blue hair episode. Like when people, like different contestants were tearing me down for that. It's like you're a part of an empowering organization, and I'm telling you that a woman doesn't need to be modest in order to be respected, and you're telling me that I can't empower myself that way. Right. You can't tell girls, oh, I'm going to empower you, but you have to do it by my guidelines. That is my biggest thing about Miss America that actually pisses me off. Like, I'm sorry, but I should be able to inspire women, but I don't have to do that by wearing a parka or, whatever.
Right.
I'm rant. Okay. We're ranting later. That's just a mini rant. But yes. So
I mean, gossiping is, we're doing it right now, but it's not good, especially if you're in the interview room, because the judges will pick up on that sense of character.
But we're not talking about like specific people either.
No.
Except the ones that said crap about my post. You know who you are. I'm calling you out. Empower women. Be better. Be better. Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
next.
Thank you, next.
Thank you, next. This next question, that was a very long answer to that question. We had a lot to say about pageant interview. We could
Never.
Never.
Jessica has on this list. Never lie.
never lie. Don't lie.
I think everyone lies. to
Everyone
an
lies
extent.
a little bit.
Everyone embellishes. Memorize the answers. Don't memorize your closer.
Yeah, don't memorize your closer. Let it, go freely in your closer,
Yes.
honestly, depending on how your interview goes. Memorization of anything is never really good.
Wing it.
This next question is, how can I stand out in a bigger pageant? And I'm assuming this is probably like a state pageant or
Mm-hmm.
a national pageant, or maybe even like a larger open local or something. From my perspective, I've only been able to compete in opens. I've never been in like a really small local pageant. It's always been like
So yeah,
at least 10 plus.
talk about how you've distinguished yourself. Like, what do you think about you makes
Mhm.
you different
Set you
than
apart.
like at state than other girls?
Oh, this is really this is difficult.
Evening gown or
Oh,
like
right.
but yeah.
Right. What makes me stand out? I mean, one thing is that I know my brand. And that's the thing. Like, I'll promote it inside and out. I still promote it, even if I'm not involved in the program. And I think that speaks to my character. And I think that I was able to portray that well to the judges. I mean, if you're 100% confident in your brand and in the message
But
that
tell
you're
me
trying to send.
tell me what your brand is. Like, I want to know you. Like I think everyone could say like, oh, I know my brand, but like
Right.
what, like I'm asking you personally, like Jessica Hammer, you tell me like what
What
makes
is my
you
brand?
different. Like, I'm your judge, like sell me on Jessica Hammer.
Right. Well,
Because that's what, yeah.
Well, yeah. So how you stand out? I mean, for me, it was like,
Yeah.
my brand is girls empowerment, and
Mhm.
I think the biggest thing that I hit on was that is the mission of the Miss America organization is
Mhm.
women's empowerment and
Mhm.
and not raising girls, but like encouraging girls to step out of their comfort zone and find a passion and lead that down an avenue of community service. And that's what my platform was.
Right.
So that was my biggest selling point, because I was like, my brand and my platform, the organization that I created, goes hand in hand with the mission of this program. And that's why I'm a great representative for this organization. So I like just kind of hit that home in my interview.
Mhm.
And I think obviously we say that like an interview can win you the entire pageant.
Right.
But I think that after you carry that out, if you're so confident and you're so sure of yourself in your interview, and then
Mhm.
and you carry that out into other areas of competition just by your energy and your stage presence, like, you've got it,
Mhm.
you know? And I feel like I was able to do that in all the pageants that I won or did well in. Now I'm kind of going on a tangent, but
This is where you ask me now why I'm different.
I know. But honestly, like, I'll tell you why you're different.
This is my compliment, everyone.
Maddie just does a
Listen
hair
up.
flip. Maddie does a hair flip sitting on the floor of our living room. One thing that
I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
she's soaking this up right now. But I'll tell you, like, why you stand out, though, is because you're always pushing the envelope. And that's maybe cliche to say, but I think that, like, Miss America is going down this direction where it's like, we want someone who is like different and so like smart and, well, maybe not anymore, but like, not smart and not, I don't know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you meant.
But we want someone who is like, she's strong and she's powerful and she's an advocate and all this stuff. And that's what you were. Like, you were willing to push the envelope at all times. And you always say, like, you march to the beat of your own drum. And I think that's what the judges really liked about that, is because you weren't just like everybody else.
I think, and I'm trying to describe how I want, or think about how I want to word this. I would say, like, my brand evolved. Like, I would say my first year, you're just trying to get to know the system. You don't really know who you are yet. But when I worked with Katie, she was kind of like, okay, like, how do you want to work with this? And I swear I owe everything to her and my directors. But yeah, seriously. And I always wanted to put Miss America in a different light in a way. Like, I think, and again, I'm not trying, I'm definitely calling people out. Like, the people who didn't agree with my post, who gossiped about it, who talked about it, who wouldn't confront me about it, to me, I just kind of saw them drinking the Kool-Aid in a way.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, why do you need to wear the right thing, say the right thing all the time? What about those women that don't say that? That's why people have a negative view of Miss America, is because they think that they're this cookie cutter image.
Yep.
Yes, it's finally progressing. But I remember years ago in an interview saying, before Me Too happened, I kept saying, you don't understand. This is going to happen. This, like, feminism, women speaking up, it's going to happen. Like, I'm sitting here trying to tell people, like, this is going to happen. I promise you. People just kind of be like, no, it's not.
And you're like, just wait.
And then Me Too happened. And then everybody jumped on the bandwagon, which I'm happy about. But at the same time, I've been sitting here for years preaching this message that people have deemed inappropriate, not relevant, things that make people, quote unquote, feel uncomfortable.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but I've been spreading that message for years. I am someone that I would say I would rather lose every single pageant miserably than sell myself out to win, than to say the right thing when I'm supposed to. Basically, to be I don't really call myself this, but like my Instagram bio is the pageant pony. Like, to be that specific molded person that I see so many girls trying to be, saying the right things, stealing ideas from other people. Being so unoriginal because they think that they have to fit that mold. And I guess, every now and then you might get lucky and you might fool the judges or, get rewarded for that. But that just, like, you're selling yourself out. You're selling yourself out and you're putting your character on the line. Because that's for not the rest of your life. Exactly. I mean, I just cannot imagine winning a pageant so inauthentically. Like, I cannot imagine, like, me as I would say, I would call myself kind of outspoken in a way.
I would say so. That's true.
I really love, I love fashion. I love wardrobe. And I would say I kind of try to push the envelope in all those situations. I cannot imagine giving the easy answer, the easy way out, the cookie cutter answer, wearing, maybe something that people don't appreciate, like my teen pageant dress. Like that is my all-time favorite dress.
Love that.
I mean,
let's post it on our Instagram.
Yes.
Okay, we'll post Maddie's teen dress because it is fire. So
I've worn it all 4 years. It's the most favorite dress I own. Actually, side note, I remember, did I tell you the first year? I don't know if it was the first or second year I wore it, but
there was
when there were people that were like, do your boobs always need to be out, or saying like comments like that to me,
like people in the organization,
right? And that almost like, I don't know if it's supposed to offend me, but in a way I remember. So what happened is after the teen pageant, I had this black, it's like a BCBG dress. It's long to the floor. It has like a deep V in the front with mesh. It's on my Instagram. We'll put it on the podcast Instagram. And it's kind of see-through on the bottom. It has black shorts underneath. And dare I say, director? Like, should I just put it out there?
It was a director, a volunteer of the organization.
Yes, a volunteer who claims to empower women came up to me and has said probably about 20 comments like this to me. The last one that I got was actually about during Oktoberfest. So a few months ago. Love that. And just made a comment to me like, oh, do your boobs need to always be out? Or like, I think called me maybe a slut. Like, totally. And I remember going up to Katie and being like, so-and-so just said this, and this is when I was 18 and like kind just of a weakling.
Baby.
Just like didn't always assume the best in people. My first year at Miss Wisconsin, total dream come true. And I remember tears were in my eyes because I could not imagine like this person who I thought like was like a close person to me, like a director, said that to me. And Katie was like, don't even listen to that. Like, come on, you can't do this. Like, just basically toughen up, whatever. But then I went back to the hotel. I don't know who took the picture of me. Oh, I think it was like my roommate.
Okay.
And I took a picture in it. And I captioned it, "A woman does not need to be modest in order to be respected." I just felt so good after that because I just was aiming it totally at them. But that's also kind of like what gave me like a little bit more confidence.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, branding, that was me. That's why I did my bareback, my blue hair, all of that stuff.
Yep. I think the best way to stand out in a pageant is to understand your brand and fully represent that every step of the way.
And live it out fearlessly.
Fearlessly.
I can say too, like with like my platforms with sexual assault, consent, dress codes, all that stuff. Maybe like, and I would say I fully lived my platform. I wouldn't say that I've had like, all degrees of sexual assault committed to me by any ways, but like, I feel like I lived and breathed this and I was authentic to myself. I wore what I want. I said what I wanted. I didn't take crap from people. Even when I said this last podcast, even when people were like, oh yeah, the reason she didn't make top 10 is because she posted that picture online. Yeah. To me, it's just like, okay, but it's so much more than that. It's worth so much more than that.
It's more than placing in the top. Like you took your message home because it was something that you felt so passionate about. Right. You're like, I'm going to spread this. I don't care how I do.
Right. And that was, and again, like, I remember people came up to me like in school at lacrosse, and they were like, that post, like, I'm a survivor of sexual assault. And I remember when I dyed my hair blue, people would say, you know, why is your hair blue? I got to tell them, hey, it's Sexual Assault Awareness Month. 1 in 5 women are sexually assaulted on college campuses. Like, hundreds and hundreds of people I met through school, through dance, through Oktoberfest, whatever. And I'm sure people were like, oh, she has blue hair, she's probably really trashy. But at the same time, it's like, okay, but I'm spreading a broader message, and if you can't see that, then there's something wrong with you.
Right.
So that's my soapbox rant. Let's move on. Okay.
Moving on. Next question. I can't seem to win a pageant. How do I get out of this rut? Let me just get fired up about this because Maddie's smiling.
Everyone gets a turn, guys. No, I'm just kidding.
No, because that's not true. That's not true. As much as we say that, like, your time will come, like, you know, it sometimes it just doesn't happen. Like, that's the reality of it. And if you are consistently not doing well or not placing or not winning, whatever, take a good look at yourself and ask yourself, have I taken feedback from people? Have I gone to a trusted source and listened to them and, you know, like, evaluated myself and seeing how I'm doing, maybe how I can improve? And if you're not doing that, if you're consistently, like, sticking with the same things and it's not helping you, then it's time to reevaluate.
Yes, you definitely need people who are honest with you. That being said, though, I do know girls, and I know you know them too. Girls know who will say the right thing when they need to, wear the right thing exactly, and they'll win just because of that. Like, some girls really can fake it till you make it. But again, too, like, it's honestly two perspectives, because like Jessica said, like, take feedback honestly, like, get someone trusted, someone who has experience, somebody who knows. The other time, you know, maybe you are really authentic, and maybe, you know, that day you're just not what they're looking for.
Right.
You know, I do think it depends on the day, honestly.
It does.
And if, you know, maybe like you're not what they're looking for, honestly, like, again, do your own thing. Like,
right.
I mean, not saying that you can't be a Miss America, whatever, but I'm just saying, I mean, honestly, at this point, why would you want to be Miss America at 2.0? But
I'm just, we're going to put that out there.
Yeah. Oh, well, we have to talk about that after.
There. Yeah, we have some more things to say.
Honestly, like, I can't seem to win a pageant. How do I get out of this rut?
I think, who asked this? It was a Miss that asked this, actually.
Okay.
Miss Age. So, this is very difficult because we always say, like, different day, different judges, different outcome. Like, that's very true.
The thing is, though, Miss America, like, this is me being blunt, and I don't know. Jessica supports me in saying this.
Say it. Say
you know
it.
What? Maybe competing or Miss America, like, maybe winning, like, that's just not for you. I know that probably sounds really harsh, but I think
it's true.
I've personally learned a lot. I've learned the most important lessons by losing.
Oh, 100%.
Honestly, I think you learn way more by losing. I think you get to know yourself better. I think it gives you a thick skin, which you definitely need it when you get out of college, you get into the real world.
Yes.
Everything. And honestly, like, I don't know if I should say this. This is pretty rude.
We're going to be honest here.
Okay.
Tell me
if you agree with me. Like, be honest if you agree with me.
Yeah.
I have seen, and this is not just Wisconsin, like, I'm not calling anybody specific out in Wisconsin, but, like,
is everywhere.
Yeah. I've seen, you know, people who don't do things the right way get rewarded by winning a title. And I think if that's the kind of person, or that's the kind of whatever that they're picking for this organization, do I really value it anymore?
You're right.
Honestly, yeah, like, we're being honest, and I'm not saying that not everybody has something to bring to the table, but I'm saying that I've had moments, and again, it's not like a personal thing at all, but if that's the person they want, that's the person they're picking, if we've, you know, it's like, do you really, I think they have credibility then. Right. I mean, the judges take 10 minutes of you interview and then judge you basically on, like, you're on a stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, can you add to that a little bit?
I agree with this too. And I think, like, if not necessarily, like, just Miss America, I think in any organization that you're involved in or any pageant that you compete in, like, if if this is not working for you, and if you see the successes going to maybe people who are inauthentic, people who are just like doing the right thing for one day and then they turn around and are a completely different person, like where are your values at? Like, is this something that you are truly passionate about? Is this job something that you really want? I think about that all the time because it's frustrating to see. Especially when girls are involved for like very weird reasons, or they just like want a spot in the limelight for a day, or which is unfortunate because it's a year-long job. They just want some sort of spotlight for a while. When there's someone on stage who is not being chosen, maybe they are doing all the things right and they're still not being picked because of a handful of things. It's frustrating to see someone win who is just like, bleh. I don't know.
Right. No, you're so right, honestly. And that's how I've kind of gotten myself through things too. Like, I think Jessica and I, like, we're very close. We talk about this stuff a lot. But, at that point, I think you don't even have to say it to yourself to make you feel better.
Right.
But I think it's one of those things that if that's the person or that's what they want representing, do you want to be a part of that?
Yeah.
And I'm not,
this only applies to like,
if
there's like actually like someone who is winning that's like, is genuinely not a good person.
Right.
I don't know.
Right. No, I agree. And honestly, if you are doing pageants, you're having a fun time and you're just learning. Do one.
If you're benefiting from this in more ways than one, like
do it. Keep going.
Keep going. But if this is something that's maybe just a hobby and you're getting frustrated with it and you're consistently not winning and you just like don't understand what's going on, if you're not feeling like a fire within you that you want this position, what are you doing?
Right. Yeah. I think, if you have more questions like on specific things, feel free to DM us or meet up with Jessica and I.
Meet up with us. Come to the pageant pad and we can chat.
Pageant pad. We'll tell you what's wrong.
We really we'll tell you what's wrong with you. We really went off on that one, but going back to the question,
I feel bad. We should. I don't mean anything's wrong with you because you're not winning. Like,
oh no,
I feel bad. I don't mean that at all. I'm just sarcastic.
Because we've lost plenty of time.
Oh
my god.
Honestly, I think it's like golf. The best only win a small percentage of the time.
Yeah,
you have to remember that.
Yes. Yep, 100%. Going back to this question, I can't seem to win a pageant. How do I get out of this rut? I think the biggest thing, honestly, is to find people that you trust. It's okay to work on your own toward things like this, but I think it's even better if you find trusted people who are involved in this organization, who know the ins and out, who have been successful in the past to help you, give you feedback, people who know, what can be successful, what looks good on you, what can look good on stage, how you can best represent yourself. Find those people and help them lift you up, because that was the best thing that happened to me when I won my first title and worked with Katie, because she was someone who was so knowledgeable. When I was so clueless at the time. And I think what really helped me moving through the program over the past 5 years was having her as a resource and other volunteers and directors who I trusted to give me that feedback. And the thing was, though, I listened.
Yes.
And took the feedback and applied it to myself. And I was vulnerable and I kept my ears open at all times, and I watched maybe what was working. Like for me, what days I was more successful and what days I was not, what I was doing. And you kind of keep a track record for yourself.
And just to quick finish out that thought, number one, if there's a closed in your hometown, please compete for the closed. Second of all, if there aren't, when you compete in opens, find directors that you will work well with.
Yes.
Do not compete for an open. Like if you and the director have a bad whatever, you're never going to see eye to eye. It's not worth it.
It's so
because you're not going to get anything out of
experience.
it. Yeah, exactly. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Move on. We told the people we'd keep it short.
We're trying.
Next question was, how can I humble brag in interview without sounding arrogant?
I am trying to think back to like your closing statement. Like, why are you right for the job? I would always say how. Like with me, like I don't really remember what I would say, to be honest, but like I'm kind of just going off of a whim here, but I would always say, something like, in recent events of Me Too And, you know, I've been saying this for years, and the time is finally here, and I'm the person to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I can talk about these specific, you know, hard problems.
Yep, these issues.
You know, I don't only just, but I live my platform. I'm combating against drugs. Like, you really just you have to sell yourself.
You really do. And I don't think you can't be light about that. This was hard for me because I don't like to, like, that's just not my personality, is to like be constantly like bragging about myself. But this year, more than ever, like my director Abby really told me, she was like, you need to be comfortable doing that. You need to be comfortable telling them all the positive things about you, all the things that you've done. Be proud of yourself. Be proud of like the great things that you've done, because that's the only way that they're going to get your message.
And I think too, this is kind of like it's not off topic by any means, but an off
We're on a tangent.
Kind of like, I think it's really just confidence.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I think you have to have, and I think this is something that you learn, you have to have this very quiet kind of confidence very inside you.
Be
Not
sure.
saying that you have to,
Be sure of yourself.
Sure of yourself. You don't have to like throw it all out there. I mean, if you want to, that's fine. But like, I just remember like my second year at Miss Wisconsin, and even this past year, like my second and my fourth year, my best experiences, and that's when I felt the most comfortable. My first year I had a lot of fun, but I just had this very quiet confidence in myself that I'm like very relaxed. I'm like, everything's fine. Like, I'm feeling great.
It's going to work out the way it's going to work out.
And right. And
you prepared as much as you could for that.
Right. And I think it's like doing little things that make you feel good. Like, this probably is going to sound so superficial, but what do you think I do that makes me feel confident?
You post a fire pic on the ground.
Yes, Jessica. So I literally I'm looking her in the eyes, and I'm like, what do you know about me? And obviously we're close, but like, what do you know makes me feel confident?
A fire Instagram pic.
It does.
That's how it goes.
But like, that's what makes like, and it's not like getting likes or anything. It's just like me feeling like
you up.
Feeling myself. Like, I love hair and makeup. I love wardrobe. Like, I love the perfect outfit. So like, to me, like, I have like this quiet, like, that's the thing for me in Miss America, like my wardrobe always made me feel
confidence.
It is it's always been my wardrobe, honestly. Like, some people, like, it's like your platform work or volunteering, which I would say like is kind of your thing.
That's what I feel. Yeah, that's where I feel most confident.
Right. And I'm like someone that like, I feel confident when like I'm wearing like this great outfit, and not to be superficial, but like when I feel that, like, I feel like I'm living my platform, because a big part of my message is wear what you want. Again, don't need to be masked to be respected. So I feel like when I wear that, I live it, and I'm like a walking example of my platform.
For sure.
So again, like, that's my brand. But I'm saying, like, you have to like have this quiet confidence about yourself that, you know, no matter what happens, like, you're the best you.
Yep.
No one else can be you. It's not. I'm not a cliche person at all.
But that's like, true. I mean, like,
that's your thing.
Nobody else has the same, wardrobe brand, whatever ideas as you do.
Right. You don't want to be vanilla paste.
Nope.
You need to really distinguish.
Mint chocolate chip, Rocky Road.
You need to do something. You need to just do something to make you different.
Very true.
Don't steal, ideas from other people.
Oh no,
don't
that's always the worst idea.
Steal hashtags. Don't steal campaigns. Don't steal poses. Don't steal things from other people and think that it's going to work for you. Like, for example, it's like don't like I'm trying to think of something. Like, don't go like and buy like the same swimsuit as someone because they want a swimsuit pre-limited. You know, like, you don't do that.
It's probably not going to work for you the same way that it worked for them. So you have to find your niche, I guess.
Right. Like, if someone bought a Trika D's, don't be like, I need to buy a Trika because that's how I'm going to win. Like, no.
Where were we? Okay, so yeah, humble bragging in interviews without sounding arrogant. Just speak with conviction.
Just brag.
Be comfortable bragging about yourself. Bring in facts and numbers about like what you've done and what you can bring to the table, and
Facts,
I think you'll be peachy. Second to last question before we start to wrap up. How do I book more appearances?
My short, because I'm going to hand this over to Jessica because I have a very short answer. Look up on like your hometown website. Like, I know we look up Visit Wisconsin.
Like a Chamber of Wisconsin or a Chamber of Commerce, whatever it is.
Look up events. That's my biggest thing. And go to them. Honestly, yeah. Like, just show up, contact someone to see if you can like MC or do, like, they want a special guest. Obviously, like, just show up. It's a volunteer position anyways. Like,
for sure. I mean, This was huge for me because both of my titles that I have weren't like hometown titles.
I would say if you're trying to ask how to book appearances, contact Hannah Ashbeck.
Oh my God, yeah.
Because she did so many great appearances
so
during her Rapids year.
Yes. But booking appearances, yeah. So when I had both of my titles, I didn't have like an appearance coordinator. I didn't have someone to do that for me. And my director was like an hour away. So I was like, all right, I got to do this for myself. So I would go on those websites, those local websites, or even like surrounding areas too, onto their like Chamber of Commerce or Parks and Rec, whatever. And I'd go on there and find different events that were happening over the weekend or in evenings whenever I could make it. And I'd contact them and I'd be like, I think this, like your event sounds like a great fit for me. Like if you need any assistance with like a volunteer or an MC or a guest speaker or just someone to help out or sign autographs or something, please let me know. I'd love to attend.
Otherwise, I would say reach out to other title holders that you're friends with, maybe, and be like,
do
hey,
appearances together.
Are you doing anything? Like, I want to do this event together. Or like, hey, do you have anything coming up that like you want to tag team?
Mm-hmm.
I would say stuff like that because I think that appearances are a lot less awkward and more fun when you have people around.
For sure, for sure. I agree with that, and that helps if you have like a teen or you know a sister queen that's like with your title too.
Mm-hmm.
But definitely just like make a list of contacts, like every person that you meet. If you make business, I don't know if like I had like autograph cards that also had my contact information. So everywhere I went, people had my contact information, which was really smart. It's just, I mean, marketing yourself positively, having all the information for them. So if they have questions about what you do or the organization, you can just send them like a general information about what you do. And I think that's the best way to do it. But I think the best way to book more appearances is to start like going out and making yourself known first. And I think then the appearances just kind of roll right in.
Yes. All right.
There's that.
I
love this last question.
You go first.
Okay. The last question that we got was, why aren't you two competing again? I'll tell you later.
Okay.
I'll tell you later who it came from.
Okay.
Why aren't you competing again? For me,
be honest.
Yeah, I'm going to be completely honest here. Okay. I'm not competing. I knew that like about halfway, 3/4 of the way through my local title this year that I was ready to be done to begin with. I was like, I felt that I got the most out of the program that I needed. I mean, I got scholarships, I got great contacts and resources and things like that. But this was also at the time when the announcement came out about like leadership changes and things like that, which I was initially excited about. I mean, we talked about this in another episode when Gretchen Carlson took over, like it would be, you know, things are going to change after the Sam Haskell situation. And I was like, okay. But after things started going down, I was like, I don't think this organization accurately represents who I am anymore. And that was difficult because we had to go around and compete for Miss Wisconsin like a week after that, which was very hard because, you know, you train to, and you work so hard and you're ready for your interview to tell them that you're ready for this job and you're looking forward to this job. But inside you're feeling different ways. Mm-hmm. And I knew this was especially hard this year because, I mean, I was standing in the final 2 this year and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know if I want this job right now. Mm-hmm. And that was really hard. And it feels really, really bad to say that because there were so many other women behind me that would absolutely take that role. But I knew in that moment, I was like, this is not my time. Like, I don't really want this right now because I feel that there are better things ahead for me. And at this time in my life, especially during this past year, I'm graduating college. I feel like I have so many other things that I'm ready to start in my life. And I was so excited to get started on those. I was ready to start applying to jobs. I was ready to like move away from home. I was ready to just start this different part of my life. And I felt that being involved in this organization was just something that I wasn't 100% passionate about anymore, especially down the road that it's going. I'm just not, I just don't feel like it's for me anymore.
Right. And so my answer, I'm just going to kind of branch off that. So I think too, it's important to say is I think people reach their breaking point.
Oh, 100%.
And like, correct me if I'm wrong, but I kind of think I can pinpoint when it was our breaking points. I can remember, Family Fest for me.
Yep.
That was my breaking point. I was there with Jessica and a few other title holders. And that day, I mean, okay, I definitely like had the Sunday scaries, but like we're just keeping it real, guys. And
Yep. Sunday series.
I did. And it was the morning after my 22nd birthday. And I just remember, like, at that appearance, for some reason, I just was not feeling it. And I remember pulling Jessica into, like, this backstage room thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I just cried. Like, I cried. And I don't remember what I said. I just remember I was like, I don't know if I want this anymore. Oh, yeah, I said, I can't do this anymore.
Mm-hmm.
What else did I say? I mean, I don't remember, but tell me.
I mean, what I remember is basically that.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't do this anymore. I'm not into this anymore. I feel that my time has passed. Like, I'm ready to move on to other things.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, okay, like, you finish your year and you can be done. You know?
And, I felt very strongly about that. And it was kind of, and it's hard because I felt like I was just, like I said, this isn't for me anymore. The same time, I didn't, and this is so cliche to say, I know, but it's like, but when Miss Wisconsin rolled around, it's like, oh, I didn't want Miss Wisconsin just because, like, you're Miss Wisconsin. I literally just wanted it so I could really change the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Now, looking back, I don't know if I could have done it just because I feel like it would have been blacklisted. I feel like they would have been like, you know what? No, we're not going to book you anymore. Like, we're going to take out these privileges because you're not playing by our game.
Yep.
Nothing, and that's not about, like, the state board by any means. It's just saying, like, a general Miss America thing. So now I look back and I don't know how well it would have went, but I'm also kind of the person that likes rubbing salt in the wound, whereas it's like, okay, if they're going to ban me, like, I'm going to get them back 2 times worse. And that sounds very revengeful, but honestly, like, I'm a very person that's like, okay, 2 can play this game.
Yep.
Anyways, and I feel like my breaking point was there, and I feel like yours might have been at Miss Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
That week. Because I remember us sitting down, and it was kind of
hard.
like the same conversation, but roles reversed. So, like, I just remember, like, being backstage in the auditorium that one day, like, before the teen lunch or something. I remember you were just like, I don't think I want this anymore. Like, and I think everyone has that point because you kind of have your eyes opened.
Yes.
And I think that if you don't, you're drinking the Kool-Aid, to be honest, especially at this point. But, okay, so back to specifically why I'm not competing. Miss America, I would say it, but I don't even know if it was Miss America. I think being in the organization changed me, but I don't think it was specifically Miss America because I feel like I spent my whole career trying to change it.
Yes.
Like, I wanted to be proof,
that you can be outside the box and not be cookie cutter.
And I think I proved that in some way, and I think I proved that to some people. I don't know if I proved it to everyone, but if people don't want to see, like, believe it or see it, then I could really care less about their opinion, to be honest, because I don't think it's valid.
We love that.
But I have just seen too much at this point. Yeah. I have seen too much corruption. I've seen too many people play the game. And to me, again, I don't think I want to be represented by people that maybe do drink the Kool-Aid, the people that sell themselves out. Not everyone does, but I'm saying there are definitely people who will say the right things to get ahead, who will, maybe sleep with the boss to get a promotion. Like,
right. It's that sort of thing.
Really what it is. And I feel like I accomplished too much, and I don't, want to see, it's like that quote, it's from Batman. They say, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Yep. And I think with some people, that quote is so very true. I would rather die the hero, have my message out there, let it simmer, than, I mean, I'm going to stop talking now because I don't want to get, but know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I definitely know what you're talking about. And I mean, I feel very similar too. And it was, I had a lot of breaking points this past year. And I think my first year competing for the state title, I was just so blind. I mean, like, I was just so excited to be there. And, like, I was very, very passionate. And I'm still very passionate about my platform and, like, the things that I've gained from this program. But moving forward, I'm burnt out. I mean, I feel like I've given all that I can, and I've done everything that I wanted to do. And now I think we've said this before, it's okay to change your goals.
It's good to change your goals. And I think too, it's good to know when to step away. Yeah. I told you this story a few weeks ago. I'm not going to say you, but I'll know you remember what I'm talking about. Like my dad, I have to give him or I have to commend him because he's always kept me very grounded, being that person that's like, Madeline, this is a pageant. Mm-hmm. And I don't think you really understand that until you age out. Yep. But I remember he was saying, do you want to move on from this? This should not be the highlight of your life by any means.
Oh, no.
And he said, too, whether you're a former Miss Wisconsin, Miss America, whatever, he's like, you don't want to be that person that all they have to do after, you know, they give on their title is just come back and just go to different pageants, or
Right.
that's like the only thing they'll ever know.
Right.
And you can, I've always told myself I'm never going to put my career on hold to do Miss America.
Never.
I did it 4 years in college. I was very, very blessed to have 4 titles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I've just never been someone that I wanted to make this my life. And I think especially with Miss America 2.0, that solidified it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And there's this whole new contract thing. So this new contract thing.
Let's get into it for a hot second.
Right.
Again, oh my God. Do you remember at the beginning of this episode?
Yep, we're gonna be 20 minutes. Yep. It's almost an hour.
It's almost an hour.
But
you're welcome.
I'm just being honest.
Yeah.
And basically, this new contract says that if you say anything against Miss America, you will get your title or franchise pulled from you. That being said, if you disagree maybe with the new swimsuit guidelines or the evening gown, or put something on social media they don't like, they will strip your title. That being said, I've told people this. And I'm somebody that I really, really love poking a sleeping bear.
Mm-hmm.
So personally, like me, I would love to do what I've been doing and see if I just get my title taken away.
Oh yeah.
Just to see.
Yeah, if you had a title.
Just so I could prove a point. But anyways, now you're literally selling your soul to the devil. And what is it worth? I used to love Gretchen Carlson. I bought a ticket. I ran a campus organization at my school. She was a keynote speaker at the national conference. I bought a ticket to New York City to watch her speak because I loved her so much.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, after Megyn Kelly's book where she was basically shading her and being like, yeah, she's horrible to work with, which I love Megyn Kelly. And then this whole Miss America 2.0 situation.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, no.
I'm over it. I'm over it. I know.
I don't support you. And I'm not, and if I don't support you and you block me on Twitter, and if I don't support you and you take my title away, you know what? Do it.
Do it. Because there's so much more to life than a crown and a sash.
Yes. And she should know that. I mean, she was Miss Minnesota, and then Miss America, and then she was on Fox and everything. And now
she did so much more after. Yep.
And now it's like the highlight of your life is taking away people who disagree with you. I'm sorry, but get it together. Get a grip, woman. Honestly, like, have you really slid back so much that your biggest worry is to take like New Jersey's franchise and title away because they don't agree with your new leadership? Here's an idea. Stick with what works. People are now regretting getting rid of Sam Haskell, who sent super sexist and rude comments about former Miss Americas. People are worshiping
him. Isn't that sad?
That's horrible.
It's so bad.
It makes me so upset. And I'm mad. I have told Jessica this, and honestly, agree with the statement, disagree if you don't like it. I really could give a crap less because guess what? This is our podcast. But what I'm saying, I really think that if you are competing in Miss America now, you know of this leadership. I genuinely think, I want you to reconsider, just to be honest. I think you're a sellout because I think you're selling your soul. You can't be honest anymore. You basically have to kiss their, you know what, to get ahead. And what is that teaching young women now? Mm-hmm. Hey, suppress your opinions, your ideas,
all in the name of being a representative in an organization that does not care about you.
No, to appease some woman who could give a crap less about you.
Yep.
Tell me why. I want to hear your reasoning. Honestly, if you're competing or listening to this, genuinely tell me. We want to know. Because this makes me so angry, especially as someone, I spent the past 4 years preaching, do what you want, say what you want, where you want, whatever.
Like, this is an empowering organization that is going, like, gives women a voice, whatever.
Right.
Now that's backtracking.
So, hey, we want to give you a voice and opportunity, but only if you abide by our guidelines. Tell me how that's not being a sellout. Yeah. Honestly, like, I'm being serious. If you disagree with me, I really want you to write in and tell me, like, your opinion on it, because it makes me so angry. And I think anybody who defends it, and what makes me mad too is so many states signed that petition, yet so many of the title holders are so afraid
to speak up,
to stand behind it. Mm-hmm. What are you teaching young women when you do that? Mm-hmm. You're teaching them that, you know, whatever has a power over you, you're saying don't share your opinion, don't speak your own voice. Your voice doesn't matter. You need to play the game to get ahead. Mm-hmm. So you tell me and you justify to me why that's being a good role model. Right. Because honestly, you're not going to prove me wrong, because to me, that's just stupid.
Yeah.
It's horrible. It's stupid. It's not what Miss America used to be about.
No.
And honestly, I think we're moving backwards. Jessica and I have both said I don't think Miss America is really relevant at this point.
It makes me so sad to see it going literally down the toilet right now. And so many people have said, oh, I have hope for it. Like, things are going to get better. But at this rate, when your voice is being silenced, how is it going to get better?
It's in your contract.
It is in your contract.
And
so you sign that contract. It is notarized. It is in writing. You're selling your soul.
Well, the old contract sucked in general, just because it was like, you have to be a good moral character, which, like,
Moral
what does
character
that
is
mean?
subjective.
Right. And many loopholes. And the biggest answer that you've heard and I've heard has been like, oh, we want to stay in it to try and change the organization. This is me telling you, you're not going to change it.
Because try and change your contract, and your title is going to be stripped if you try to do that.
If you change it, you're not getting anywhere. You're getting title taken away.
Yeah.
Good luck with that, sweetheart. That's literally what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Honestly, the way to change it, don't support it anymore.
That's the thing. If this organization does not have contestants, if you don't stand behind what has been going on, if you're hesitant about what's been going on, then stand up outside of the program and don't give them another contestant. Right. Don't give them the CNN money.
Stop paying your 60% to Miss America.
To Miss America.
CNN.
That's the thing that really frustrates me. Like, Maddie said it all, but I am very confused, I guess. I'm very confused why so many women are choosing to continue in this organization when it's taking your voice away, even if you are trying to make your voice heard during this really shitty time.
I just want to have someone sit here and justify it to me. Like, I want someone to look me in the eye and say,
this is exactly why, like, you should change your mind.
Right.
I'm curious. Please DM us. Like, I want to hear. I genuinely do want to hear.
Yeah, I do too.
From people who are continuing competing.
Do. And I think local titles are still great.
Oh,
I think local titles still have their purpose.
Titles.
I think you have a community. But I'm saying Miss America specifically, people who go to Miss America, so maybe state contestants, what are you really fighting for? Fight the good fight. Remember what's real, what's honest. Remember why you started. That's something I say to myself all the time. I say, remember why you started.
And if why you started if why you started does no longer align with the mission of this, of what's going on right now, then what are you doing? And
think too, at this point, that's something that I've been thinking about. If you want to make a change in your community, in all honesty, you do not need a crown and sash to do it.
No,
you don't. Don't let yourself think. I mean, yes, you can have opportunities from it, but at the same time,
you don't have to wear crown and sash to do anything.
No.
You know?
So it's like you don't really need it anymore.
Right. Yeah.
Especially now. I mean, a lot of people, like, even, like, I know a lot of people have come up to me and been like, oh, Miss America's really good on the crapper, huh? And I'm like, yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
And they're
it's so sad.
And then, so sad. I mean, the viewers plummeted. I mean, there's lots of reasons, in all honesty. But again, if you have an opinion, you want to share it with us, we'll read it on the next podcast.
We really do. I genuinely do want to hear from people who are competing. I want to hear reasoning. Like, I want to hear their thoughts on what's going on and why they're still involved. I really do.
I think that... Ooh,
an hour later.
You heard my thoughts, honestly. And again, if you get mad at me calling you a sellout, then you're sensitive. And you need to reread your contract. I don't know.
I want like a hard copy of the contract. I really want to read through it. I really want to read through it. That's the episode.
Honestly, again, I just want to reiterate, local titles I think are great. I think 100%. I know so many great local directors besides the one that slut shamed me.
And we're definitely we're not discounting our experiences.
Oh my god.
I loved my experience in Miss America.
Yes. We also had Miss America 1.0.
We did have Miss America 1.0, so we are biased. But
so yes, I
don't love this road that it's headed down. I don't agree with it. No. And I'm genuinely curious why people are continuing. I'm going to just leave it at that.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't get it.
We're going to wrap up because it's been way too long. We always promise shorter episodes, but sorry to our network that we're not.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. Public Health.
Sorry to PHN because we are still doing hour-long episodes.
They're probably listening to my rant and they're probably like, oh my God.
You're like, we're going to take them off the air.
Yeah, right.
We're going to wrap up here really quickly. Our Would You Rather Crown and Dangerous edition this week is...
I came up with this one.
Maddie came up with this. It fits perfectly with this theme that we finished up. Would you rather keep your mouth shut and keep your title, or speak your mind and be stripped of your title?
You already know my answer.
We know. Yeah, we know. we're going to post it on Facebook. We want to hear from you. We'll leave it at that.
Yeah. I'm also the person, like I said, that would purposely like do things just to see if they could get their titles stripped.
Yeah.
But I'm like,
Poke the bear.
yeah, I am a poker bear. I love pushing people's buttons. I'm trying to work on it.
Poke the bear.
Sorry, not sorry.
All right, moving on. We'll post that on our Facebook page, so stay tuned for that and voice your opinion because it is a free world over here on Crowned and Dangerous, and we're giving you the opportunity to speak your mind. Crown Cringe was from one of my sweetheart sisters, Angela. Love you, sister. So she said, during onstage question at my first local pageant ever, the MC called me Angela Tuna. My last name is Luna. I was high-key mortified. Aw.
But it's like when people ask me about my last name, they're like, oh, Madeline Cum or Madeline Coom. Or they're like, Madeline Coom. And it's like,
And you're like,
it's
no.
honestly, it is. Like, okay, but the thing is, what bothers me is I haven't heard that joke since like junior high,
Oh, yeah.
high school. And people still bring it up, which is fine sometimes, but
Right.
it's not even spelled the same way, okay?
No.
Gosh.
Oh, my God.
It's annoying, but
It's
I
annoying.
feel you, Angela.
I feel you, girl. Thank you for submitting that to us.
Submit your crown cringes, everyone.
We love crown cringes. Give us your cringy moments. Put them into our DMs. And also, if you have any thoughts whatsoever, like, please let us know. We love to hear from you, good or bad. Let's wrap this up.
Yeah.
So be sure to follow Public House Media and Crowned and Dangerous on Instagram and like us on Facebook. You can subscribe, rate, and review the show wherever you're listening. We're now on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcast, wherever. So just once you're finished listening to this, if you've made it to the end, go back and go ahead and subscribe and rate and give us a little comment. You can also comment and email us, slide into our DMs. We absolutely love hearing from you.
We do. We will be back in 2 weeks on December 27th for a brand new episode. So a Christmassy episode, maybe.
Christmas.
Honestly, again, DM us, tell us what you want to hear because we listen and we will put it in our podcast.
Yes.
Otherwise, this has been Maddie and Jess reminding you to always wear your invisible crown. Keep it real, no matter if you get your title stripped or not. And if you do not know what to say, world peace.
Bye.